when it comes to on-ear headphones that have an open side back and look like a classic headphone, then Koss is definitely a company that you should know. They created the Porta Pro, one of the most, I think, iconic looking kind of headphone. But until now, they had like always a wire attached. Now we have a Porta Pro Wireless version where this wire is gone. So this is the short unboxing and review of the Porta Pro Wireless. So let's get started. This is the box, the Koss Porta Pro Wireless on-ear headphones. You can see it's quite compact, and we have lots of information here about the original Koss headphones, stereophones actually, how they're called, and yeah, even like a signature of the guy who created the company. You can see some specifications already here: 20 plus hours of wireless battery life, unlimited wired listening. So yes, they also include a wire, so the possibility to have them also attached via a wire. Comfort zone, onboard controls, and microphone, which is also pretty cool if you want to use them for conferencing calls and phone calls. USB-C charging, plug and play is also possible. Here you can see the specifications of the driver: 15 to 25,000 hertz and 60 ohms here, and a 1.2 meter cable or 4 feet cable. And yeah, this comes included. You can see there's the box, there's the wireless headphones itself, there's USB-C charging cable and a USB-C to 3.5 millimeter jack as well. So let's open it up, and here you can see 40 years in the making, the Koss Porta Pro Wireless version. Here is of course the pouch where you get the Porta Pro Wireless, and you can see already this looks very fancy with the Koss logo there. It's quite big, but it's very, very compact, and for headphones like those, it's almost reaching like some of the open fit design earphones that you put over your ear. So this is quite interesting in terms of like a very compact kind of pouch that you can take it with you, or box. It's like a bit of hard shell, of course. Then of course we have the two cables, like I said, the USB Type-C cable to A cable for charging, and here we have the 3.5 millimeter to USB-C for the wired mode as well that we have with those. And now let's get those here out of this box here. And you can see here they are neatly packaged in already. I can flip them out there. You can see the mechanism on how they are flipped together in this compact size. It's basically the same as with the wired version here. We have the controls on the right earbud. So you see that there is a power button. There's a volume knob as well. The power button has some blue accent to indicate that it's for powering on. There are some volume buttons here as well, plus and minus, and probably they can also skip a track if necessary. And here are no controls there. Is there a left and right indicator? I don't see it right now. Maybe I'm a bit blind. And anyway, we have this kind of headband here. You can see they don't use a wire in between those two because it's integrated neatly into the headband, which is a nice technology that I have. You can just like make them a bit longer so they fit my head. And the first thing that I of course recommend is like bending them a bit so that you don't have so much clamping force. Otherwise they look pretty nice indeed and look like the Porta Pro wired version, just without a wire. And this is now how you wear them. As you can see here, they are fitting nicely. If you have the right distance selected for them, they fit nicely on my ear here without any issue. And yeah, I can wear them for hours without any issue. They don't have such a big pressure on my ears, and the cups are, I think, okay for what they do in terms of padding. But of course, if you need a bit of more padding, you can just simply exchange those cups with some other foamy cups if you need them. But otherwise, very comfortable, sits nicely on the head, and it doesn't fall off the head, which is also quite nice. So in terms of comfort, definitely a plus here for the Porta Pro Wireless. One of the reasons they feel so comfortable is because they are very, very lightweight. You can see I can hold them with one finger. They're not very heavy, which is, I think, quite good, because if you have a heavy thing on your head, you will notice that quite quickly. But with those being not so heavy, they are fitting very nicely and feel very comfortable. And of course, besides the ear padding, they also have side paddings here, which are quite nice. So this also helps with the comfort. And look how thin they look like. I wonder where they put the batteries in, because this is just the driver and the ear cup holder there. I think the batteries must be somewhere here. It's the only possibility for them to put some batteries in, which is quite nice. Let's take a look around the device. You can see, if you don't open them up completely, a little bit of this metal wire or whatever it is pointing out there. And there should be also a USB Type-C port exactly here, as you can see here. This can be used for charging. There's a quick charge option, I think, as well available. And you can also attach the cable, USB-C to 3.5 millimeter, if you want to have them as analog headphones as well. And talking about an indicator for left and right, there you can see the R for the right indicator. And here on the other side should be an L for the left indicator, as you see. It is definitely there, but it's something that you probably will forget. So keep in mind that those here have to go to the back. This is the back side, this is the front side. This will help, I think. And also the controls are on the right side always here. Let's take a look at the controls, because Koss has a very nice control sheet that allows you to see what you have to do for controlling. First of all, if you want to pair the device, turn it on just by pressing 4 seconds. But if you need to repair, 8 seconds on the power button will just go into pairing mode and you can repair them. Then we have the basic controls like play and pause just by using the power button once. And you can press and hold for 1 second the volume up or the volume down button to either go skip one track forward or one backwards. Then of course we have the volume control just by pressing once on the volume buttons. Then we have also the control to turn it off and on, like I said before, and answering a call, muting a call is also possible just by double tapping the power button. Not sure if this is like in the call hearable then eventually. And then there's an assistant mode that you can also trigger by double pressing the power button if you're not in a call, of course. Yeah, those are basically the controls. The only downside, as you see already in this here, but I can also show it to you in the headphones itself, is that you don't really feel the difference between the plus and the minus button and the power key, because they're all the same. There's maybe a slight difference with the power button. You can feel something. But usually what I do is like I just count up from down below, and I know then, oh, the third button is the power button. And I know the middle one then is the volume up. So this is how you can differentiate them, because they're a bit small there, could be a bit cumbersome. I cannot imagine how they could do it in a different way there, to be completely honest. Maybe buttons here on the outside, but this would like ruin the very, very cool design here. Nevertheless, this is how you control the Porta Pro Wireless. Let's perform a little microphone test with the Porta Pro Wireless that I have here on my head right now. So you're listening to the microphones now attached to my Honor Magic 6 RSR that has the ability to record via Bluetooth headphones. And this is the sound quality that you can get. I'm in a very quiet room here right now, maybe a little bit echoey. I'm not so sure how good they are in filtering out noises, especially surround noises. And when I'm going outside, probably you hear some wind noises. But let's talk a little bit about the specifications of those here. They support Bluetooth 5.2, but no fancy codec. Only SBC and AAC are supported here. So there's no LDAC, there's no LC3, there's no Bluetooth LE support for those ones here. Nevertheless, I think the sound quality of those, even with SBC and AAC, is quite good. But let's jump to the sound quality part of the video. So talking about the sound quality of the Porta Pro Wireless 2.0, they sound pretty good. They remind me a lot of my KPH40 from Koss, which also have an open back design basically. Also look very, very classy. Not so classy as the Porta Pros for sure. but they offer a lot of bass, surprisingly a lot of bass for what they have there in terms of drivers, and not being really open. They have the typical V-shaped kind of sound, so you get like this V-shaped curve with maybe not so much sub-bass, but a lot of mid-bass there for sure, that can get a little bit rumbly as well in certain tracks. And they have clear highs, which is also pretty nice, and that allow you to hear and listen to almost everything that you really like. Like it could be pop music, rock music, also a podcast or movie trailer that really brings out the surround sound as well, and the soundstage that is a bit wider than just in your ear. It's a bit like this, which is quite nice. It's not the widest soundstage, but what do you expect of this? They have like this open ear kind of design or open back design, so you have a bit of openness. So that means that you can still listen to your environment, so they can also be used for walking around in the city, for example, commuting eventually as well. But you have to maybe sometimes put the volume a little bit higher, and this is what I noticed as well is with those here, the volume can be a bit low, and the trick is then to just use the volume buttons on the headphone, because they're not synchronizing with the smartphone or with the other Bluetooth devices when it comes to the volume, because if you have it to 100% there, doesn't mean they are at their fullest volume. You can just press the volume up button here and you will get a little bit more volume, and then they are satisfactory for me in terms of volume. But I can imagine, like in louder environments, maybe it might be an issue for some of you. But they couldn't cramp in ANC and like some kind of transparency mode there as well, because it's like so thin, and I'm not even sure how they crammed up all the tech in there. And for what they did right now in terms of sound quality, I'm very, very satisfied with this one. Of course, you hear a bit of compression maybe in the highest like audio quality kind of tracks, because they can only go up to AAC as a Bluetooth codec there. LC3 would be, I think, welcomed there, maybe in your Bluetooth codec there, but maybe in the next iteration they can also upgrade their chip inside. So we have Bluetooth 5.4 and LC3 Bluetooth LE support that would really, really elevate those here, I think, in terms of sound quality, even for the highest ones. Otherwise, LDAC support would be also very nice, but with this open, the sound quality is good, and I like more a nice tuning than putting in LDAC or something like this if the tuning is not so good. But let's talk about some issues that I encountered with those, and this is not the build quality, it's a bit of like, I think, a software issue, and there I'm a bit surprised that they don't ship with a special app that allows you to tweak maybe the sound, but also upgrade the firmware. Let's talk about the issues. So here are some issues and nitpicks that I have with the Koss Porta Pro Wireless. They did in general a pretty good job with those ones here in terms of sound quality already. But where I have an issue is with some smartphones. Actually with most of my smartphones, because I have especially a huge delay if you want to watch video with those. Gladly doesn't happen on my Linux computers that I have for Linux laptops and so on. I can just watch video normally and the audio and video is synced up. If I try to watch it on my Sony phone that I'm recording here right now with, I have like a stutter at the start where the image freezes, like for example on YouTube, but also other video applications that I tried. The image freezes and then the audio comes and then the image comes and then the image and audio are completely out of sync. I don't know where it happens, even like tapping somewhere to resync it up or so. It will sync it up for a few seconds and then the image just stops again, the audio is still playing and then the image catches up and it's not synchronous anymore. So this is something that I noticed on some phones, not on all phones. For example, my Honor Magic 6 RSR that I recorded the audio sample with, I tried it briefly with this one as well. No issue at all. It's working fine. Same with my Huawei devices. But the Xperia device has this issue. Xiaomi devices have this issue. So there might be some issue that you might run into. I tried to tweak stuff like turning AAC off because I thought because he's not showing AAC, probably by default it's using AAC. It doesn't help. So this is an issue that I have to tell you that on certain smartphones, because I have many smartphones so I can try it out. You might have a smartphone that has this huge delay there. I hope they can upgrade it somehow. Maybe they will release some kind of firmware upgrade and possibility, at least with a computer, to firmware upgrade it to solve this issue. Or we have to wait for a new version for this to be fixed. So this is the huge issue that I noticed with this. Huge issue for those people who like to watch videos, but if you just want to use them for phone calls or so on, no issues at all. And the same goes for listening to music, because there is no video audio syncing thing going on there. So listening to music is wonderful with those, and they give you very, very nice sound quality there. Another issues, let's nitpick, it's not an issue, let's call it nitpick, is what I really like them to be is like having multi-point support, or the possibility to pull one connection from another device that I have paired it to. So if I previously paired it for to the Xperia, and I'm now pairing it to my Xiaomi, I want to pull the connection from the Xiaomi to the Xperia, it should work just with a tap of a button on the Xperia. Please connect to them, and then they pull it off. The connection goes from the Xiaomi to the Sony. That should be something that in 2024 we can expect. I hope they can either with a firmware upgrade implement it, or they can give us a new version that has the support there. And what I found also as a nitpick is a slight delay when it comes to disconnecting them. Because if I want to pair it to another device, what I have to do is like disconnect it from one device, and then I'm expecting them to go into pairing mode and then connect to another device. And sometimes it takes like pretty long for it not to disconnect. Disconnect works pretty fine, but after disconnect there's a long waiting time, at least a minute. 45, don't nail me on it, 45 seconds, a minute, around like this, until it noticed that it has to go now into pairing mode. So I have to wait with my other phone that I have now in my hand eventually, because they're not showing up there. I have to wait until they give a sound that they're going into pairing mode. By the way, it's not talking to you, it just has some sound, so you have to learn the sounds to know what is going on there, but it's pretty clear actually what's going on. So like a sound down means like it's turning off or disconnected, and the sound up, it's connected, and so on, and another sound that indicates that it's going into pairing mode. And this going into pairing mode takes a while. But after you heard the sound, then you can just find it on your phone, nevertheless, without any problems, and can connect to it. So this is a small nitpick where I would say, if I disconnect the device, it should automatically go into the pairing mode and doesn't have this huge delay until, I'm not sure what's doing there after it's disconnected. It should directly go into pairing mode so I can pair it to another one. Multi-point support would be pretty nice, so connecting to multiple devices would be very cool here as well, if it would be able to do it. But this is a small nitpick. I think for the price that you have here, this is roughly 100 euros, $100 kind of range here, maybe a bit more for the euros, because you have to import it probably. It should be on Amazon. I will put a link down below anyway where you can get it. It is okay, but for the sound, it's fantastic. Sound is fantastic, just like especially also with the wire that you can plug it and get fantastic sound, even better sound than with the Bluetooth sound, because it's basically the old Porta Pros, just with added Bluetooth, and you can use just USB-C to 3.5 millimeter headphone jack, and then you have better sound quality even. And it's okay. For the price, it's okay. Maybe 10 euros, $10 less, it would be perfect. With those nitpicks fixed as well, and this one major issue with the huge video audio synchronization issue fixed, I think they are definitely a recommendation for everyone who like those kind of nostalgic kind of headphones, to wear them. They're very comfortable to wear. You see it in this video. I'm wearing them almost all video long, and I don't have any issues. The clamping force is nice. It's not getting too warm, even in the warm climate or something like this. We still have summer a little bit, but it's not getting sweaty or anything like this. And you have this great warmish kind of sound that I also like, especially when it comes to chatting and so on. The microphone quality is okay. I wouldn't walk outside in windy conditions and talk to someone with those on, because it's not wind protected. It would be nice if the microphone could sit underneath this foam, so it could also protect a little bit the wind noises, but it's okay for that, what it's doing. So definitely a recommendation for those people who are interested in Koss and can live with those nitpicks there, And yeah, for those people who like a Porta Pro, never owned a Porta Pro, you can either buy the Porta Pro, the wired version, or you can just buy the wireless version, and then you can try out the wireless version and have also the ability to use it wiredly if you want to. So these are the Koss Porta Pro Wireless, and that is my short unboxing and review. I hope you enjoyed it. If you have some questions, write it down in the comment section. Until the next time, bye.